Here's a problem every backyard cook knows. The sun goes down, the grill's still going, and suddenly you're squinting at a steak trying to guess if it's done or ruined. Your porch light isn't cutting it. Your phone flashlight needs a free hand you don't have. So today we're looking at a gadget built to fix exactly that, the Grillion BBQ Grill Light. It's got two separate light sources, a mount that adjusts every which way, magnets strong enough to grab onto your grill without any tools, and a battery that recharges instead of eating AAAs. Let's open it up and see if it actually earns a spot on your grill. Nothing complicated here. You get the light itself, a manual, a USB-C cable, mounting hardware, and an Allen key. The manual walks you through attaching it to a grill handle, and the Allen key is there so you're not hunting through a toolbox just to set it up. The mounting system is where this thing gets interesting. There are two adjustment points, both controlled with that included Allen key. Loosen one and the arm swings more freely. Loosen the other and you're adjusting how much resistance the whole thing holds. Tighten it back down once you've found your angle and it stays put. You can also take the entire mount apart. The clamp that grabs your grill handle, a ball joint that gives you the range of motion, and the bracket holding the light itself. Put it back together and you've basically built your own adjustable arm. Attaching it to a handle is simple. Wrap the clamp around, tighten it down. Grillion says it fits over 90% of standard grill handles, so odds are it'll work on whatever you're running. Once it's clamped on, you rotate and tilt the light until it's angled down over the grates. Not into your eyes, right onto your food. Here's the part that makes this different from a typical clamp light. Flip it over, and there are two magnets built right into the back. If your grill has a steel surface anywhere, the lid, a side shelf, a panel, you can skip the clamp completely and just stick it on. We tested this with a wrench hanging off it, and it held. That's a strong magnet. Which means mid-cook, if you want the light somewhere else, you just peel it off, slap it down wherever you need it, and keep cooking. No tools, no readjusting a clamp with greasy hands. Pick this thing up and it feels like more than a plastic grill accessory. The body's aluminum, slim, with a textured grip section that makes sense once you realize it's also meant to double as a flashlight. There's a power button up front and a USB-C port on the side tucked under a rubber flap. Important, since this thing's going to live around grease, oil, and outdoor weather. It carries an IPX5 water resistance rating, so rain and splashes aren't a problem, though you shouldn't dunk it. It's also rated to handle heat up to 220 degrees Fahrenheit, which matters when you're working a few feet from an open flame. And there are lanyard loops on both sides if you'd rather clip it to a bag or a hook instead of mounting it. This is really the core of what makes Grillion worth talking about. Instead of one generic beam, you get two separate light sources built for two separate jobs. The main COB panel throws a wide 170-degree spread at up to 300 lumens. That's your grill light, covering the whole cooking surface at once instead of one narrow strip. Then there's a second forward-facing spotlight rated at 500 lumens, giving you a tighter, more focused beam. That one's less about the grill and more about everything else. Switch between them, and the difference is obvious. The COB light is warm and wide, built to light up the whole grate so you're not sweeping the beam back and forth. The spotlight is cooler and tighter, better when you need to see farther out or focus on one specific spot. Two tools in one body instead of forcing one beam to do both jobs badly. Inside is a 2000 mAh rechargeable battery, charged over USB-C. Plug it into a wall adapter, a power bank, whatever you've got. A full charge takes about 2.5 hours. Runtime depends on the mode. High brightness gets you about 3 hours. Low stretches that out to roughly 10.5. The spotlight runs around 6 hours on its own. For one evening of grilling, that's more than enough headroom, and you're not stuck buying batteries every few months. One button runs the whole thing. Press once, it turns on. Keep pressing quickly and you cycle through 5 modes. Different brightness levels, the spotlight, and an SOS setting for emergencies. The one thing to know: if you pause too long between presses, the next tap turns it off instead of advancing to the next mode. Once you get the timing, it's second nature. Here's where it gets interesting. This isn't just a grill accessory that gets packed away every winter. Clip it to the handle while you cook, then when you're done, take it with you. Pop the hood on your car and stick it to the engine bay. That's not just marketing talk either. Go through the reviews and you'll see people already doing exactly that. One buyer said she uses it as a light on her motorcycle because of the built-in handle. Another mentioned using it to light the path on nightly dog walks. People bought a grill light and ended up finding 5 other uses for it. And that's really what separates it from most of what's already out there. Look around at other grill lights, and you'll mostly find the same setup. A single gooseneck arm, one brightness level, and a lot of them still running on AAA batteries you'll eventually forget to replace. Grillion skips all of that. 2 light sources instead of 1. A real clamp and strong magnets instead of picking just one mounting style. A rechargeable battery instead of disposable ones. It's not a flashy reinvention. It's just the version of this gadget that should have existed from the start. Not every grill needs this level of gear. If you're only ever cooking in daylight or your patio already has a floodlight aimed right at the grates, you probably won't get much use out of it. But if you're the type who ends up grilling after work, once the sun's already down more often than not, this closes a gap most people don't think about until they're standing over a dark grill squinting at a chicken breast. It's also worth it if you're someone who already owns a pile of single-purpose gadgets that only ever get used once a year. This one's harder to shelve. Between the magnets, the lanyard loops, and the rechargeable battery, it keeps finding reasons to leave the grill and go do something else, which is rare for something marketed this specifically. At the end of the day, this solves one specific problem: seeing your food clearly once the sun's down, and it does that well. The wide COB panel covers the whole grill, the spotlight handles everything else, and you've got 5 modes, a 2000 milliamp battery, and 2 ways to mount it depending on your grill. Add in the aluminum build, the water resistance, and the heat rating, and this clearly wasn't designed to sit in a drawer after one season. If you grill after dark even occasionally, this earns its spot in your setup. And once dinner's done, it doesn't go back in a box. It just becomes the flashlight you reach for next. That's the Grillion BBQ Grill Light. Let us know down in the comments if you'd add this to your grill setup. And if this helped, drop a like and subscribe for more gadget breakdowns.